Alright, welcome back to your another update, quick update. This new update is basically it's release candidate we have here, and the new update is the option called dynamic, which gives the user the option to have a dynamic timer, meaning you can give it a hotkey and then you can like start it on your own basically. Whenever you want, you can start it, reset it, and also stop it as well. So basically, you go to output, you click dynamic, and then once you click it, it adds this new label here called dynamic 1. That means we have a hotkey set over here. So if you go to settings, go to hotkeys, we should have upstreamX dynamic 1, start, dynamic 1, reset, and then dynamic 1, stop. So the reason why they're called dynamic 1 is because they are the same. Basically, they're pointing to one thing. They're pointing to a one dynamic, which is the dynamic 1. That is why it's labeled as dynamic 1. And you can see here, this is for starting. So if I wanted to start, I can give it a hotkey like num1. For resetting it, num2, and then for stopping it, num3. Apply, and then we're done. But of course, now when I click those buttons, nothing is really gonna work because there's nothing inside of the dynamic that I created. You can see it's still selected. So that means I can basically go ahead and add stuff to it. So for example, in this case, I'm gonna select upstream source, which is gonna be this one. And once you select it, it actually adds it to that dynamic. You can see right here. We have dynamic 1, which has the source called text label, the text basically. So once you reload the script, this dynamic 1, it's not going to have access to it because the script has been reloaded. Or even if you select a different output value, you will not have access to it because it's going to be, I think it's going to reset it basically, because we have selected a different output target. So make sure you have everything set onto this that you want, so that way, because once you close the script or reload the script or change to a different output, the dynamic 1 that we created, it's not going to have access to it. That means you won't be able to add events or any other things that you want to put into it basically. So make sure you you put everything here before you switch the output value or reload the script or anything like that. So yeah, now I have this source here. The next thing I'm gonna add is an event to show you guys how this works. Let's say we want this to execute every 5 seconds, and then the target is gonna be the cat, and then I'm gonna click execute. And once I've done that, you can see here dynamic 1 has the event and not in the default global. The default global is like everything that is not dynamic basically. That's what the default global is, and that's where everything else will go. If it's not if the output is not dynamic, it will go into the default global. And yeah, just like that. Now if I click reload, you will notice that the thing is reset, the output is reset. And then if I try to select the dynamic again, it will actually create a different dynamic. So you can see here, it created a new dynamic, which is called dynamic 2. So this is different from dynamic 1 because this is a new dynamic that it's selected. So you could basically have multiple dynamics if you like, deselect it and then reselect it. So you can see whenever I deselect it and then I reselect dynamic, it creates more dynamics. That's because you can only, do this. You can't reselect the dynamics. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. So now I've added 6 dynamics. So you can see dynamic 1 has event and also has a source. The other ones don't have anything. But if you go to the hotkey settings, you'll actually see a lot of hotkeys. So you can see we have dynamic 1 here, and then dynamic 2 on the bottom, dynamic 3 over here, which are not set to anything. But dynamic 1 does have for starting and stopping and resetting. It has the values. So that means if I click num1, you'll see it will start the timer. So you can see this is running. I can also reset it if I click num2. So you can see whenever I click num2, it goes ahead and resets. And yeah, this event also gets executed as well. So yeah, the dynamics are only gonna run for, so if I click num3, you'll see it just stops, nothing happens. Because I click num3, which is the one that stops the dynamic. If I want to resume it, I click num2 and it's gonna resume. If you want to reset this, you actually have to, have the hotkey set to it, and then you can stop it and then click reset, and now you can see it's set to 0 and it's gonna stop. And that is how you use this new output settings. It's very useful, I guess. For if you want to have your own like runtime, let's say you're doing like a speed run and you want to have a timer that you can control, stop it and pause it at the same time, or also reset it as well. There you go, you get that. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of adding more things in the future, of course. Oh yeah, one more thing I should also show you guys is the delete option. It actually now has this thing set here. So you can see we have hotkey, which is dynamic 1. So if I selected dynamic 1, it's actually going to remove everything related to dynamic 1. So that means the event will get removed, the source will get removed. And if you don't want to do that, you only want to do a specific item, you have it listed on the bottom here. So you can see dynamic 1, and then it shows you what it is. And then we have dynamic 1 again, which has a source, which is this one. So say I wanted to delete the event, I just select this, and there the event is gone. The event is not there anymore. And if I wanted to remove the whole thing, I just select dynamic 1, and that deletes everything, basically. Even the hotkey that were loaded as well, those will also get deleted as well. And there we go. Now they don't exist anymore. So if I try to use, num1, num2, num3, it's not going to do anything because they don't exist anymore. So if you look at here, you can see they don't exist as well. This also saves and load the hotkeys. So that means even if you, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys another example here real quick. Let's say I create a dynamic 1 because it doesn't exist, just does not execute. Now it's in dynamic 1. I go here, insert source for dynamic 1. If I go here now, and then give it some hotkeys for this starting and resetting. 1, 2, and 3, apply, and we're done. Now, if I click that and leave this, reset, and start again, you'll see when I reload the script and take a look at the settings, the hotkey, it will still have it. So you can see it's still there. Even if I, exit the OBS and then I go back onto it again, that hotkey that I set will still exist basically, because it also saves it as well. So if we go here, this is not running, that's good. But if we take a look at the settings and go to hotkeys, okay, it's loading. It's taking a very long time for some reason. Oh, there we go. And there you can see we got the same dynamic that we had before. It also has the same key added onto it. So yeah, I wonder if you have multiple dynamics, if it will do the same thing. But that still works, so that means I could, resume the timer. You can see it resumes from where it left off. So if you wanted to reset, you just, click the hotkey to reset, and it does its thing. There you go, very cool, let's go. That is how you use it. That's how you use the new update version. Tune in for more updates, I guess. See you guys next time. Okay.